Hi, babes. I haven't done the math, but I'm thinking this one is going to be very near to the 25 video mark, which is something I'm sure we're all excited for. So, I don't know, I'll find something to celebrate with. I'll, I think we're good. It'll probably be more exciting in the 50 video mark, but alas, we'll wait for them. This one isn't going to be not going to be much going on today, but this is the first day where I am going to do 2 videos in one day rather than one. So that's somewhat exciting. Also, I found out why I had somewhat of I don't know, like a lisp, in the last ones. It's because I used to have a massive problem with ulcers in my mouth, and it's somewhat died down since I was like 16 or whatever when it was at its worst. But actually, I'll go back in the middle. Uh, an issue. I do still get it sometimes, and this time I got it right at like the root of my tongue. So basically, I could move my tongue, but I subconsciously didn't want to because it would hurt. So I was moving it around as little as possible. I'm pretty sure that's still an issue, but that explains why it was hard to talk before. So I'm glad we cleared that up. Also, no, that's it. That's everything that needs to be said. So now onto the fun bit, where I ramble for 13 minutes. Small update to my sort of editing journey. I've come up with a new system where I to try and move that ahead. So last time I was talking about this, it was somewhat rambly, and that's because, in part, I didn't know what I was talking about. But what I was saying is, I've been struggling to get my kind of have my own unique touch to editing for a while. I've been struggling to really edit well for a while. So my attempt to counteract that, my newest attempt, was to kind of create my own sub law to the editing where everything kind of springs from that. So I've been trying to figure out what that law would be for a while, but I may still do that. I don't know, but I'm putting that on hold for now because I've had a new epiphany, which is I'm going to try and kind of put this in the right kind of category. But what I'm thinking is we have so the internet is unique in that you can have any sort of media from any time of history and all sorts of subgenres of entertainment or education or whatever, and it's all pretty much in one place. And so I've been trying to look for an editing thing that would kind of represent the internet, rather than just copying what filmmaking does. And I've also been trying to think about it psychologically. For example, the cut in a movie, like if you have two people talking, you cut from the people, you don't move the camera to look at the different people. And that's because when we look at people in real life, your brain doesn't, I think, your brain doesn't process what's happening between the two people. You're just looking at the two people. So the cut seems less natural, but it mirrors the way our brains work more than panning between two people. So I was looking for if there's ways I could also try and mirror that, like directly mirror human psychology into editing, as that to like make it more efficient or something like that. And maybe some of my ideas are quite naive and ambitious because I usually want to, in whatever I do, I want to find a way to change the world through whatever I'm doing. And sometimes I should probably accept that it's okay to just be okay at something. But this one I've not learned that, and I'm gonna change the world of editing, and that's in two ways. One way that sums up the internet as a whole and represents human psychology and kind of accepts um, how we evolved and how our brains have learned to think in that hunter-gatherer lifestyle. So the thing I've come up with for now is to do with somewhat a minimalist thing, because I saw a thing on Reddit, I think, quite a while back, which was going through like every. It might have been a YouTube thing, to be fair, but it was going through like every type of cartoon or something, and it was like a 2-axis grid, and the top axis was um, kind of low detail to high detail. So low detail would be 2 dots with a line for a smile. High detail would be like an oil painting or something. And then up or down, I think this is right, was like the top was trying to draw or represent what you were seeing as best as possible. So that would be the 2 dots on a line, would still be representing a human. And as you went down, it went more and more abstract. To at the bottom, you wouldn't even be able to tell whether it was a person. So that got me thinking that you could then use that to kind of, so in the human brain psychology stance, it feels like we're taking everything in the world and we can see everything that we can see all the light that reaches our eye, and we're processing that all the time. But we're not. We're only really focusing on the things we're directly looking at, and your brain kind of fills in the gaps. So I was thinking to mirror that in a editing style for a YouTube thing would be to have the main thing that you want to look at have as maximum detail as it as is necessary for that, and everything around that would be at the lowest possible detail, and then you could kind of move between it by shifting the details of the thing you're supposed to be looking at. This may not make any sense or it may. But like we already sort of do that things. For example, maybe somewhat niche, but in the Mr. Beast videos, I don't remember the exact example. It may have been like twins, the twin video or something. But actually, it might have been the Beast Games thing. But he would like, and this is something he does for all of his stuff, to be fair, but it was a wide shot of all the people in the scene, which is like 100 or more or whatever. And then the audio cut to just focus on two people having a conversation. But before it cut to them having the conversation, just in one frame, in the wide shot, it highlighted them and made them brighter compared to everything else. Which makes sense, which is an obvious thing to do to highlight that person. But that is what I'm thinking is I could do that, but make it bigger and have that kind of thing, but all the time, and just constantly making your eyes shift to look at different things, but not make it overwhelming. So that's the idea. If it goes well, I'll let you know. If it doesn't work, you'll never hear about it again. Also, the last video was a lot shorter than usual. I could have done it again, but I didn't want to. But the reason it's shorter isn't because I ended it, even though I wanted to, is because I ran out of storage because I haven't been deleting the videos I've been doing on this stuff. So that's on me. But also, I'm pretty sure it's like 7 or 8 minutes, so I didn't miss out on too much. And I'm getting to the point where I've said everything I need to say and more, and we're at 2.5 minutes remaining. And I feel like I don't know. It's this kind of thing where I'm thinking, hopefully, by video 50, this changes, and I'll always have something to say, and I'll always be able to say it in the most entertaining way possible. And it feels like I'm nowhere near that level right now. But hopefully, if I improve every day, and hopefully it's going to be a somewhat exponential growth. So even if it feels like I'm not growing a lot right now, that could be because we're still at the bottom of the curve, and I've got to have faith, trust myself that I'll figure this all out. I'm quite surprised that I've managed to go to 15 minutes in most videos, because most videos I actually do have something to say for most of the topic, but nothing matters is my point. This is all very low stakes. That's not my point, this is a new point. But hopefully, from this low stakes environment, I build up confidence to where I can act in a high stakes environment, and that's what this is all about. So, cheers and good night.